Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Hillsborough, UUCH. We continually seek to be an open-hearted and welcoming community to all who are looking for connection, meaning, and support. Our worship does not follow a single fixed form, nor do we expect each other to share the same creed or common belief. Instead, we are a covenantal community, bound by our sacred promise to care for and love one another as we each pursue our own lifelong search for truth and meaning in matters of personal faith. But we collectively strive to put our adopted common UU values and principles into action in our own lives, in the community, and in the world. So welcome to each of you, whether this is your very first Sunday or one of many years. We are enriched by you being here, online or here in person, just as you are. So please take a few moments to turn to those around you and wish them a joyful and generous good morning. Okay, thus ends our social hour. That's what
Basically, yes.
My name is Dave Yelton.
That's the close.
I'll be directing traffic in today's service. Many multifaceted. As a lay-led congregation, our worship is made possible by the dedication of many people, both seen and unseen. A visible example this morning is Jenny Haddock at our piano. And Aviva is away this week, so Jenny is serving for that important role in the service. And Alan McBride will be sharing a lovely musical experience with us for the offertory. We extend our heartfelt thanks to everyone who contributes their time and energy and talents to make this a meaningful place to worship, to gather, to learn, and to grow in spirit. I extend a special welcome to our guest speaker today, Reverend Allison Wilbur Eskelson. She's not a stranger to most of us, having guided our worship services for us for numerous 3 or 4 years, 3 or 4 times a year. She is a retired UU minister from many years with the UU Fellowship of Athens, Georgia. She and her husband relocated here several years ago to Chapel Hill to be near their family who was already here. And of course, she heard about the opportunity to preach for us 3 or 4 times a year, so that sealed the deal. So now we have 2 experiments going on in March. The first one is to see if we could keep our poinsettia plants from the winter solstice service in bloom until the spring equinox. So we succeeded in that experiment. Our other March experiment is with our intergenerational service format, making the service a little shorter and being intergenerational, and including a brief activity or tale for all ages during the service. Following the main service, there'll be a short break of 15 minutes or so where we can grab a snack and some coffee. And then following that, we'll have separate religious exploration classes for adults and for children. So this service will be a little short. So following the service, have a break of coffee, and we do invite you to everyone to stay for the faith development offering after the coffee break. We will seek your feedback on this new format after March is over. Now, before we begin our time of worship, let's take a few moments to review find the announcements printed on the back of the service. And if there are other announcements that are for the good of the community, we ask you to come forward and make those announcements to the congregation at this time.
Hi, I'm Alicia. The Earth Justice effort to participate in Creek Week is underway. Creek Week has begun. Today there will be an event to remove invasive species. This is on the Stillhouse Creek, which is near the Visitor Center and the post office downtown. And we will be removing invasive species of leatherleaf mahonia which is often planted as an ornamental garden plant, but is an invasive shrub that spreads to natural areas when birds eat its fruit and disperse its seeds. And so they want to remove that from the creek there. That will be happening from 2 to 4, and we're meeting at the Visitor Center downtown if you want to help with that Creek Week effort. There are other events happening all week for Creek Week that you can get involved with, cleaning up our local waterways and natural areas, and there's a whole list out in the foyer of different events that you can participate in. If this one is not up your alley, there might be a different one that appeals more to you. Thanks.
Good morning, everyone. Tonight at 6 o'clock in here, this whole room is getting emptied for the new carpet installation. I would like more hands if possible. If you're available tonight, please come here at 6 and help us empty the room. Thank you.
Hi y'all, I'm Amy. What was I gonna say? Yes, 6 o'clock, emptying the room for new carpet. Before that, so the youth group is meeting today. They're playing D&D starting at, where are you, 3 o'clock. 3:30 in this room, there is a meeting that Orange County Indivisible meets here every against fascism. They're a cool group. They meet here from 3:30 until after we go. And encouraged to come. I've been to 3 of their meetings. Pretty cool. They're gearing up for No Kings, which is the protests happening this Saturday. The UUA is co-sponsor of those protests, so I strongly encourage everybody, if you're free, come here at 3:30 for the meeting, and then stay to help move everything out with G. Thank you.
Last call. If there are no further announcements, let's prepare our time for worship together by lighting our chalice with words by Roy Stevens befitting the spring equinox. And our chalice lighter will come forward. These words: our flaming chalice holds light and dark. Simply by being, it casts shadows. The spring equinox reminds us of that balance. We need both dark brightness and shade, warmth and cold, just as some seeds can only sprout after being frozen. May our hearts honor both the frost and the thaw.
Good morning. It is good to be back with you all again. Just 2 days ago, we experienced the spring or vernal equinox, which is when Earth is roughly equal amounts of darkness and light. And from this point on until the summer solstice, we will have increasing amounts of daylight. So we can do all sorts of activities outdoors in the light. Throughout history, people have paid attention, your theme for the month, people have paid attention to these pivotal moments in Earth's journey around the sun with various celebrations. And we will celebrate as well today. We will add our celebrations to that history with our calling of the directions. By doing so, we make our connections to the sun and the earth real, more concrete in our minds and in our hands even. We'll invoke the meaning and symbolism of the directions that are classically associated with them. And as we make our turns, David will kindly light a candle honoring each of the directions. And we have on our celebration table various items that represent the symbolism of the directions. May our symbolic pilgrimage around Earth encourage an experience of the sun's daily rhythm of light and dark, Earth's seasonal rhythm, and the gifts of each cosmic body. And now, whether you are here or online, I invite you to rise in body or in spirit and face the east, which is the direction of the morning sun. And for us in the sanctuary, it is towards the doors and the clock. And if you so are inspired, you might wish to close your eyes as you face each direction, but don't close your eyes as you turn. Spirit of the East, associated with air, the dawn, and spring. With joy, we lift our faces to greet the sun's rosy-fingered morning light. Breathe in dawn's fresh air. Welcome new awakenings, and realize a chance to begin again. Thank you for the radiant mornings we experience in our lives. Let's turn to face the south, which is towards the monitor. Spirit of the South, associated with fire, noon, and summer. With hope, we lift our faces to feel the sun's bright white midday light. Its intensity illuminates our paths. Its passionate fire energizes our body and spirit, and its burning dynamism works to transform us. Thank you for the enlightening days we experience in our lives. Let us turn to face the west. Spirit of the West, associated with water, sunset, and autumn. In peace, we lift our faces to behold the sun's golden-hued evening light. As the setting sun dips below the horizon, its twilight colors soothe furrowed brows, and its cooling temperatures calm healing waters. Thank you for sacred blessings at day's end. Let us turn to face the north, sort of in the direction of G. Spirit of the West, associated with the water, sunset, and autumn. In peace, we lift our faith. Spirit of the North, associated with the earth, night, and the winter. In wonder, we lift our faces to witness the sun's magnetic auroral nightlights. Its glittery curtain of colors amazes. Its particle waves shroud distant twinkling sun stars, while its vibrant motion fosters earthbound dancing. Thank you for prompting us to ponder life's mysteries and beauty. Finally, let us turn to face our chalice. Spirit of love and life, associated with love and divinity's spark. With love, we shift our vision inward to our soul or spirit's sacred heart, source of our being and becoming, and moral flame that burns within. Thank you for guiding and sustaining our learning and loving. With respect, may the symbolic circle we have made by the calling of the directions embrace us in a ring of connection. And before we sit, let's sing our opening hymn, which I gather will be above us here.
Sharing joys and sorrows is a cherished ritual of our Sunday services. This practice unfolds in two parts. First, we make space for spoken sharing, and then we move into a time of quiet reflection, holding in silence the concerns, joys, milestones that have arisen since we last gathered. In both moments, we place stones into the vase on the altar, symbolizing our collective holding of one another's experiences. By sharing this way, we deepen our connection as a community. So we'll begin with the spoken sharing. What is shared aloud is not recorded, so those joining us online will notice a brief pause while people here in the sanctuary speak. If you are participating online and would like to share a joy or concern with those who have gathered here, please place it in the chat and indicate whether you would like to have it read aloud, and a stone will be placed in the vase on your behalf. We hold all these things within the heart of this community, both spoken and unspoken. By remaining silent for a moment as we consider what has been shared and how we might respond. Let's close our sharing time with saying together, Amen and blessed be. Amen and blessed be. And now our time for all ages.
Hi, y'all. It's still me. So today we honored the equinox, which is my personal favorite because it's always the day before my birthday and spring happens and everything is glorious. And I just wanted to do a bit of a deep dive into what it means when we call the directions and what it can mean to different groups of people. I hope everybody saw the little chart outside when you walked in, and I hope everybody got a little colored piece of paper corresponding to your birthday. So at its simplest form, the calling of the directions is just a way of orienting ourselves. We name the cardinal directions east, south, west, and north, and some groups name a fifth, the center or spirit. Each direction is associated with qualities or elements. East with air and new beginnings, south with fire and energy, west with water and emotion, and north with earth and grounding. During the equinox, this takes on extra meaning, as Reverend Eskildson said, because the day is about balance, light and dark in equal measure. Calling the directions help us locate ourselves within that balance, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. But this isn't just like a pagan thing. Variations of this show up all over the world in different cultures. In many indigenous traditions, the directions are sacred and tied to land, ancestors, and ways of living. In East Asian traditions, directions are associated with powerful symbolic animals. In the East, a dragon for spring and growth. South, a phoenix for fire and vitality. West, a tiger for strength and endings. And in the north, a tortoise for endurance and winter. In some Hindu traditions, instead of animals, you get deities, guardians of each direction, each holding a different kind of power and responsibility. And even in traditions that don't explicitly call the directions, you see the instinct. Many churches have historically been oriented towards the east. Meditation practices often begin by grounding in place, and even land acknowledgments today, naming where we are and what came before us. We are currently on the ancestral lands of the Shikori, Saponi, Lumbee, Ino, Manu, Occaneechi, and Chirao peoples. There's a common thread here. Humans across cultures want to know where they fit into the larger whole of the universe. Astrology fits into this too, but in a slightly different way. Astrology is about time and cycles in the sky, but it uses the same 4 elements. Fire is red. Who's red? Yay! Fire represents the south. The animal is the phoenix, or a vermilion bird. The season is summer, and your qualities are energy, passion, action, and transformation. Who has green? Okay, cool. You are of the north. Your animal is the tortoise. Your season is winter, and your qualities are stability, grounding, wisdom, and rest. Yellow. Cool. You're of the east. Your animal is the dragon, and sometimes birds. Your season is spring, and your qualities are beginnings, breath, ideas, and awakening. And who has blue? There's a lot of blue. What's up with that? You're of the west. Your animal is the tiger. In East Asian cultures, and sometimes aquatic animals. Your season is autumn, and your qualities are emotion, intuition, reflection, and endings. Sorry, I did a lot of landscaping yesterday, and I inhaled so much wood chip dust. It's insane. All right, so when we call the directions, we're participating in something very old and very human. We are pausing to say, here I am, on this land, at this moment in time, in relationship with everything around me. And especially at the equinox, we're reminded that we stand in a place of balance between light and dark, past and future, inner and outer life. Thank you.
Before David initiates the offering, at the same time that the offering baskets are going around, David and I are going to be passing 2 extra baskets. I invite you to take something that's in the basket. You're welcome to pass it if you don't want to, or you're welcome to take, one basket is of stones, the other is of seashells. You're welcome to take one of each, none or one or the other, to hold as we go through the offering and the sermon. So I'm just a brief explanation of what's happening while the money is also going around.
This will be an offering where you give and receive. So, each Sunday we collect a monetary offering to support meaningful and deserving causes. For the month of March, our plate offering will benefit Justice United. Justice United is a broad-based community power organization rooted in the congregation and neighborhoods of Orange County. With that in mind, we invite you to give generously with cash or check or online using the QR code. So we will now be passing the basket. Grant will be passing the basket for collection, and Alice and I will be passing the gift for you to take. We didn't have a chance to rehearse that, so that's why we were just. Please join me in offering a blessing for our offertory, which should be on the screen. Yes, it is. For the love that surrounds us every morning, for the friends beside us, and for the generous gifts just received, let us be truly grateful. And now we will hear from Reverend Eskelson.
In doing the research for this service today, I actually discovered that cosmos comes from ancient languages meaning chaos. And actually, cosmos means order, and it is order out of the chaos of creation. So we have a little chaos here, but we'll have a little order too. Several years ago, while driving my middle-aged school son to a basketball practice, I pulled the car over to the side of the road and stopped to stare at an enormous full moon that was just sitting low on the horizon. When my son asked why we'd stopped, I urged him to look up at the moon. I wanted him to share the experience of its beauty and wonder. He took a quick look and then grumbled, "Mom, let's go, we're going to be late." After one last gaze, I drove on. I didn't realize it at the time, but my son's anxiety about getting to his basketball practice on time mirrors too many of us. We are so focused on the busyness of our lives, our work, our family, our activities, our bills, our politics, our TV shows, our video games, our podcasts, that we don't pay enough attention to life's simple joys. Since the vernal or spring equinox just occurred, this morning I invite you to pay attention to our amazing cosmic connections. An equinox, solstice, or eclipse serve as perfect reminders that we are connected to more than life's mundane matters. From a spiritual perspective, the equinox suggests we seek balance in our lives. For many, the ratio between the busyness of living and the joy and wonder of living is out of balance. My son's dismissal of that spectacular full moon illustrates a need for better balance. If we pay less attention to the ugly and demoralizing aspects of modern civilization and pay more attention to the love and beauty around us, we might gain better emotional, psychological, and physical equilibrium, and generally be happier. I don't mean we ignore our responsibilities, our issues like climate change, racial injustice, and ill-advised wars, to name a few soul-crushing concerns. But these do not need to be all-consuming. Taking time to notice the good in our lives, the beauty of nature, and the lessons found in the changing seasons enable us to address the world's problems with greater energy and spirit. I also don't mean that paying attention to nature implies humanity is separate from the natural world. We are intimately part of nature. You probably have a small circle of friends you enjoy spending time with. These best or close friends can be called your intimates. Besides everyday hanging out time, they are whom you invite to your most significant or ultimate events, such as birthdays, graduations, and weddings. Your connection to these people is both intimate or close and ultimate or most significant. Like these human relationships, we are intimately and ultimately connected to the sun, earth, and larger universe. Our cosmic connections are intimate because their influence is inescapable. Where we live, how we play, what we eat, and what we wear respond to daily and seasonal patterns of earth and sun. We even express our moods cosmically. You might feel sunny or thunderous. You might feel snowed under or float on cloud 9. You might plant seeds of hope, follow rainbows, or carry the weight of the world. Not to be left out, the moon might make you act wild or fear creatures of the night. In fact, our very lives depend upon the gifts of earth and sun. We would die without the sun's fiery energy or earth's precious water, air, and soil. These 4 classic elements are us. For example, an orange or apple needs sunlight, rain, and soil to grow. When we eat that fruit, we eat its sunlight, rain, and soil. Our bodies turn those elements into our blood, bones, and organs. Additionally, the tree that bears the orange or apple contributes to the oxygen we breathe and takes in the carbon dioxide we breathe out. When we die, our bodies decompose into the soil to become something new. Perhaps the nutrients needed to grow a mushroom or a mighty oak tree. Our cosmic connections go even deeper because all life evolved from the same single-cell organisms. We are related to the smallest slime mold and to the largest blue whale, as well as every human that has ever lived. Plants and animals are our relations. Some plants share nearly 60% of the same foundational genes or building blocks of life with humans. 60%. The next time you eat a banana or a strawberry, know you're eating one of our closest DNA relatives. We are connected to the hardest diamond and the softest chalk as well. For as Carl Sagan famously said, we are made of star stuff. After our creation story, the Big Bang, occurred, stars and galaxies began to form. And from the intense heat and pressure of exploding supernova stars, the elements and building blocks of planets and life were created. With or without a divine hand, planet Earth and life came into being. The debris from star explosions is in our blood and bones, which means we are connected ultimately to all that lies beyond the earth and sun. Everything that exists, comets and constellations, planets and people, rocks and rivers, cats and caterpillars, we all share star debris as our source. To his familiar statement about being made of star stuff, Sagan added, quote, "We are a way for the universe to know itself. We are a way for the universe to know itself." In effect, we are star stuff looking at star stuff. We are a segment of the universe that has evolved into the ability, or evolved the ability, to reflect upon its own existence and who can explore existence within the greater reality of the entire universe. I find that idea mind-blowing. It's amazing, astounding, awesome, miraculous, extremely humbling, and deeply spiritual for me and perhaps you. We may be just specks of stardust in a possibly infinite universe, but we are, so far, the only life form able to articulate our intimate and ultimate connections to all that exists. Considering the billions of years and transformations that occurred to evolve and sustain life, I'm astounded and deeply grateful for this ability. When I gaze at twinkling stars, sniff a gardenia's perfume, or hear a baby's exuberant laughter, I experience both a spiritual and intellectual connection to life, head and heart. I think scientists who explore the ocean depths, the teeniest life forms, the farthest reaches of the universe, or the inner workings of the human mind, they engage in a spiritual-like quest. Some might be searching for an understanding or experience of God. Carl Sagan called scientific exploration informed worship. Our informed worship this morning reflects a spiritual quest grounded, I believe, in a desire to connect with something greater than ourselves, something beyond our daily activities, something that gives life moral clarity or existential meaning. Whether we call that connecting with God or not, it's a desire to know that our lives matter, even if they last only a fraction of an instant in cosmic time. The word religion comes from Latin words meaning to bind together, to connect, to bring together. Paying attention to our intimate and ultimate cosmic connections is such a bringing together of separate parts. Spiritual experiences share a sense of connection to something larger or beyond ourselves. Not much bigger or larger than the entire universe. Like the gravitational forces that formed planet Earth, we humans gravitate towards one another. We form communities for company, protection, and creative stimulation. We also share our discoveries and solve problems together. We seek oneness. May a refreshed understanding of our interdependence and interconnection with all that exists prompt us to be more compassionate to all living beings, especially to those whose politics, culture, or religion might differ from our own. May our renewed connections lead us to become better stewards of the earth that sustains our lives, our children's lives, and all the lives that follow. May we remember to pay attention to life's love and joy. May it be so. Amen. And blessed be. I invite you to rise in body or in spirit to sing our closing hymn, number 163. As we end our service, or not, as we end our service and David snuffs our 4 candles, I release from this sacred space the spirits of the East, the South, the West, and the North, and the meanings they hold for us we can carry with us. With gratitude, we open our circle. To send you off to your religious exploration activities, I close with these words by the physicist and deep ecologist Fritjof Capra, who said, "Ultimately, deep ecological awareness is spiritual awareness. When the concept of human spirit is understood as the mode of consciousness in which the individual feels a sense of belonging, of connections, of connectedness to the cosmos as a whole, it becomes clear that ecological awareness is spiritual in its deepest sense. Go from this place of connection with the blessings of air, light, sun, and rain and earth. And may you find joy in paying attention to all that life offers. Go in peace." David will lead us in extinguishing. We extinguish this flame, but not yet truth, the warmth of community, or fire of commitment.
These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. Go in peace, my friends, and blessed be